Hello friends, TECHMANPAT here. I hope you are well. Welcome to a Dirt Report. Today we're talking about NBN pricing. Recently on Reddit I found a post of somebody who's done a fantastic job about putting together all the pricing for our RSPs on individual NBN plans. So what I want to do today is have a look at that document. Then we're going to compare some plans to the USA and also compare that to New Zealand, somewhere closer to home. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started by rolling the intro. So here it is. We have in the A column the names of the actual RSP providers. These are, of course, providers that provide to residential addresses, not businesses. And we'll probably spot a couple popular ones. There's IONET, there's Exitel, there's Ocom. I haven't heard of that one in a while. We got Swoop, we got Telstra, all the popular ones, obviously. And we'll zoom in a second. At the top, we've got the plan sizes or how much speed you get, and then the prices are in red and green. The red and green denote the prices being more expensive or the cheapest in this column for this plan. Let's have a scroll down to Launtel, and of course, because I'm using Launtel, it's much easier for me to speak about them, but we've got unlimited data and their plans start at 50 down, 20 megabits up, and they are the most expensive, or well, actually they are, because the next most expensive one is right up here, and that's Connected Australia at $99.95. So as you can see with Launtel, the basic plans are fairly expensive, but when you get to that one plan that I'm on, which is the 500 down and 200 up, 148 is actually one of the cheapest ones in this range. That is why I'm with Launtel, not only just because of the service, because that's great too. But you can see here that some of the best options here are around $89 to $109 for this 1000 megabits down and 50 up. I wanted more upload speed, of course, so I've chosen a higher one. And the price that seems to be the best is $109, which is actually not bad at all, because when I was on Aussie broadband, I was paying $110 for 100 down and 40 up. So it's actually a really good price comparably to what it was. But is it actually better than other plans around the world? But Australia is the cheapest for mobile services. Well, one of them anyway, which is actually quite good. Now let's have a look at the USA. Of course, there is the difference in size of country. I know we're comparing it to Australia, but I want to ignore that. I just want to look at, if you have access to fiber in both countries, what speeds and plans can you get? Now, Ziply Fiber has been sent to me, and people have said this is one of the best providers in the USA. I don't know how to judge that, but it is one of the fastest. When I looked on forums online, people said they get the best speeds on here. Now you can see here that they have fiber 100 down, 100 up, basically symmetrical all the way across, then fiber gig, so 1000 down, 1000 up, and then of course 2 gig fiber, so multi-gig plans, 2000 down and 2000 up. This is excellent. So prices, I can't seem to put an address in and actually get it to go and give me the prices. So what I've done, I found the prices separately. So 100 down, or symmetrical 100 up and down fiber in the US is $45 per month. What's interesting is the first 12 months are on a promotion of only $20 per month. So comparing that just straight to our fiber plans, well, this is obviously significantly cheaper. But it gets a little bit more interesting when we get to the Fiber 300 symmetrical one, and that is $65 per month American, which translates to about $100 per month in Australia. So that is what you can get for the price we have in Australia. Now, I'm kind of gonna go out on a limb here and say that is not a big difference between what we have here today and what the US has access to. Then we have the 2 gig fiber symmetrical, and that is only 95 American dollars per month, which again is well priced compared to what we have today, which is 150 Australian, 140 Australian. Not bad at all. But what Ziply Fiber has that NBN has not reached just yet, but it's on its way, is multi-gig plans. So here we have the options for Ziply Fiber if you have access to fiber at 2 gig, 5 gig, 10 gig, and the latest one that was announced recently in the last 2 weeks is the 50 gig fiber, which is incredible. Now, I'm not going to go through the prices of every one of them. We know that 2 gig is 95, the 5 is 105, the 10 is $300 per month, and the 50 comes in at 900 American dollars per month. Now, I don't know who needs that, but obviously in the US, the stuff sells. Now, if we look over the pond in New Zealand, they have some interesting pricing too. A lot of comments on my videos talk about how New Zealand fiber is so much cheaper, but not really that sure. Yes, you get a little bit more, but it's not a big jump that a lot of people make it out to be. Or is it? I do have some examples as to why it is. But let's have a look at the top deals here. What I've done is I've just filtered out a highest fiber with sort of the highest prices. And you can see here that 500 symmetrical is around 172 from Blue Door. And then if we look at Kiwi Internet and IT, you get almost a gig down, and then 500 megabits up, and it starts from 115, but in small writing, it's 161. So around the $160 mark, it's 1 gig down and 500 up. So this is significantly cheaper than the plans we have in Australia for a similar speed. Those are at around $200 to $230 Australian per month, and these guys here are at around 155 to 160, depending which provider you choose. Now, if we jump to Spark, which is a provider very similar to like a Telstra in Australia, you'll notice their pricing is a little bit lower here. And we have here that $111 max fiber gets you on average 911 megabits per second down, and upload of 518. So for the price of what we have in Australia for 100 down and 50 up, or 40 up, or 20 up, depending on which provider you're with, you can get full 1 gig down and full 500 megabits up. And that is a massive difference in price. It is almost half the price of fiber in Australia. And of course, you also get way more upload speeds for that price. And look, when you look a little bit lower at these guys here with 50 megabits down and 10 to 20 megabits upload, and it's $86. Well, you can see where the price needs to be for them to make money, first of all, and then the speed you receive really doesn't matter, and they're really only pricing it out so you pay a little bit more. As always, links below to all the web pages. Big thanks to the person who put together that spreadsheet. It's a very interesting read. I suggest you guys check it out to see the best plans for yourself, but always make sure to do your own research when choosing a provider. Of course, I'm biased to Launtel at the moment, links below. So I hope it was interesting to compare 3 countries and the Australian pricing. Let me know your thoughts below about Australia's pricing. What can we do? What should we do? What do you think the price should be? Because remember, these were high-end plans. The cheapest plans are still very expensive for people who just want basic internet access. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you all in another Dirt Report. Bye!